man.
Oh man, we don't even have our signature fucking intro.
Our
already.
intro, yeah, no, we don't. We can't.
Shit.
I'm actually gonna have to implement it this time. Pre-record the Bong Noise.
Okay, well, insert fucking.
I'm Sandwich.
I'm Mr. Fiend.
And this is
Bong Noises. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to say we're 42T. We're 42T.
We're 42T.
You know what time it is.
Yeah. Today we're on a slight road trip.
Road trip.
We're not going to tell you where we're coming from, and we're not going to tell you where we're going, but what we are going to tell you is that we're
safe and sound.
Yeah, I was going to say we were coming and going, but yeah.
we got comedy to go to tonight.
Oh shit.
We got comedy to go to tonight, so like
we need something to talk about on stage.
Yeah, we had to fix the camera real quick, so we gotta get back to town, do some open mic comedy.
Yeah. But first things first, we gotta handle some business outside of our city.
Sure. But maybe low key looking at prospective like shows out there. Trying to get something worked out, get an event going. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, you never know who might want to be hearing some comedy, you know. Well, today I really wanted to talk about the history of marijuana, which, funny enough, talking about like what we always wanted to do with our first recordings and stuff. This was always supposed to be like episode 2 or 3.
Yeah, the fucking history.
The history of. And it's so funny that it's taken us this long to record this, and fitting enough what we're doing today is gonna be kind of fitting into what we're talking about.
I feel hell to today, and even what's happening to the world at large.
Yeah,
because I've been seeing a bunch of news regarding the cannabis industry, and it's like, wow, a bunch of stuff they're trying to change a bunch of shit.
A lot of eyes are on us right now as an industry, and we definitely need to be proactive.
Yeah,
it seems like
that's exactly the word.
We need to be.
And now is the time to step up and actually do some shit.
Yeah, fucking inform people. Make sure people aren't just going into certain voting situations willy-nilly, and making sure people that we know do go vote.
Yeah, and then making sure that they know exactly what they're voting for.
Yeah,
it's like here in Texas, we recently did the SB3 stuff, and so. That was fun, yeah.
Oh, so
Dan Patrick was trying to ban in all hemp-derived THC any amount. So that means this would have stopped THCA, Delta 8, any hemp production at all, because hemp just grows naturally with THC. So farmers would have been out of job, distributors, I would have been out of job, and it would have just been a bad thing. No one would have been able to get high. And with all the things that's happening, Mr. Greg Abbott finally vetoed it.
Which, side note, and it's exactly what I said about Trump when he gave us back TikTok, is, oh my god, I'll turn it this way. It's exactly what I said about Trump when he gave us back TikTok. Like, I'm not going to thank Greg Abbott for giving us something that we should have already.
Yeah, good job for doing your job.
Yeah, good job for actually
doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, being open to actual discussion about marijuana.
That's not even going above and beyond. Going above and beyond would be getting all the prisoners out for marijuana charges. That's going above and beyond.
Exactly. But we're not there yet, and we can reconcile with that later. But the point is not thank you, Greg Abbott, but appreciate you finally taking accountability and actually trying to learn something from us.
Because this is the first time that the hemp space has really been in the news like this. Like, I'm seeing all types of memes, all types of posts, news articles, local news channels. People are actually, like, random people coming into the shop, not even regulars, but like newcomers coming into the shop and already asking about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's putting eyes on the industry, and it's time to get people educated, because even in long-term smokers, a lot of people don't really know what's going on.
Yeah, dude, that sign just said there was a fucking mailbox and the address was 1420. Just so everybody knows. But it's a sign. But yeah, so we're just getting closer and closer to modern day fucking hemp and cannabis recognition in this state, and hopefully that we can be forefathers of trying to get people educated, trying to get people interested in part of legalize.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But before all of this,
there's a reason why we are even here in the first place.
Exactly. So let's go ahead and bring it back to, I think it's like 500 BC.
Yeah, goes back way long ago.
Where they have records of hemp
being used
in China, yes. And of course, it being part of the, is it 12 herbs and medicines?
Oh yeah, like the sacred herbs? The sacred herbs. Yeah, it is.
Which they fucking written out.
And that's the name cannabis actually comes from the Hindus and the Asians.
Right. So as simultaneously as you have Asian farmers using hemp and doing stuff, you also have the Hindus who are growing it in the mountains. And strategically enough, those are what we consider, hold on, largely enough, that's what we consider indica and sativa grown.
Yeah.
And the differences in between, where you've got indica coming from the mountains of
the Indus River Valley, Indus Valley Mountains, whatever, the Indus Mountains.
Yeah.
That's where indica comes from. And that's why they're called indica, is because they grow on the mountains facing the sun, so they don't have to grow that tall, they grow short and bushy, and then they're absorbing all that sun, so they got fatter leaves, and because they're facing the sun, they got more resin glands. And we'll get to why that's important eventually, but that is the distinction between sativa and indica.
I was like, most sativas fucking came up with rice crops, so they gotta fucking grow a little bit taller, a little bit higher to reach as much sun as the rice does.
Yeah. We apologize for the camera, it keeps on turning.
That's okay, we're having fun here, this is different.
Yeah.
42T on the road.
But so they're back then they're using it as everything: textiles, medicine,
ropes, clothing.
But they're not too many accounts of like smoking it. Most of the accounts are like of them eating it or like making paste out of it and doing something with that. And then I don't know how much later that is. I guess the Silk Road would have happened. No, maybe later, because in ancient Greece they actually
I was gonna say, because then when you get to Caesar and the Romans and stuff, they used to take hemp baths.
Yeah, the hemp steam bath. They would go and be naked with each other, dicks out and everything. Because you know those Romans like them dicks.
Hella dicks. They said titties over there, keep the manly stuff over here.
We'll go sweat with our balls out and get high. Hell, because I think Plato, even before Caesar, like Plato.
Well, yeah, that's just my the first thought of ancient Greece is fucking pizza. Stab him in the back, goddamn. But no, I know that there's time before that's where it comes from. But yeah, there's records of hemp being used in a certain way that it looks like people were definitely getting high off that point.
And like back then, like hell, because then you have shamans too.
Yeah.
And shamans are a whole different creature because these motherfuckers wouldn't even just use cannabis. They'd throw everything they could in a bag and be all like, here, go to the fucking spirit realm.
Which, want that.
And that's just on the other side of the world. We still haven't even, we're still in the BC times.
Yeah.
Maybe barely crossing into fucking AD. Hell, Christianity. What do you think the burning bush is?
I mean, yeah, it's as much symbolism as anything can get symbolized, honestly.
Actually, the burning bush most likely is the acacia bush, which is the DMT tree.
All I'm thinking about is the acacia strain, yeah.
Good ass band, if y'all don't know who they are.
Fantastic, and it's fucking great. God damn. Now I just want to listen to the acacia shit, but we're podcasting, so we can't.
We got it on the way back.
We'll get on the way back. I'll feed my hunger.
But most of the time they're just chewing on the leaves. Maybe some smoking. Oh, actually in India,
when they start smoking tobacco, they start spliffing.
So this is when the culture honestly started shifting into two different areas. So in India, they have this thing called bong. Have you ever heard of a bong?
I've heard of Bong Noises.
But no, so bong, I'm not even sure. It might be called bang, or I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but it's spelled B-A-N-G-H or something like that.
Bong.
And essentially, it's a cannabis drink. It's the first infused cannabis drink. It's like a smoothie, basically.
Sick.
Cannabis smoothie. And so you would have people drinking that to chill out, relax, reach meditative states, and I believe they even had like bars type situation where you can go and get your bong drink.
Right.
And then the division in the culture. Have you ever heard of charas?
It sounds familiar.
Once I explain it, you're gonna be like,
oh. Okay, let's hit me with it.
So back to the indicas. Indicas grow with really high resin glands,
Right.
which means that they're good for hash.
Right.
And so hash actually comes from India. That's where that comes from.
The hashish.
The hashish, yeah. And so they started, when they were harvesting the plants, they started getting a bunch of brown resin on their hands.
Right.
So they just started scraping off that resin and smoking that. And that was your first hash.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Like, thinking about smoking resin now and where it's come to is hilarious as fuck. That, like, those motherfuckers were just as fiended as much as we were.
Oh, look at this shit on my hand.
Like,
I'm
bro,
lick
I bet you can still fucking get some shit off this. And you can. It fucking tastes awful, but it feels good.
And that's when chillums were invented.
Yeah, oh shit.
That's how they would smoke hash, was the chillum.
Oh yeah, because it can fucking hold it without it dropping anywhere.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Fucking technology. Not technology, but technology.
Fucking innovative stoners.
Some fiend ass motherfuckers, if I do say so myself.
So then the Silk Road happens.
Right. And you travel all the way through Europe and eventually hitting the Americas. And I know the two main exports of marijuana to the United States were through New Orleans and Mexico with like El Paso and shit like that.
New Orleans?
Yes.
That actually makes a lot of sense with the jazz scene.
It's exactly where I was leading to. The 1910, 1920s, the biggest advocates in the Americas were jazz musicians.
Underground
Jazz musicians who would talk about jive and I forget the other word they use for it. But yeah, they call marijuana multiple things. And of course, with American history and black people comes racism, and they don't want their white politicians didn't want their white children
being tainted
and led into jazz clubs smoking reefer. Yeah, reefer.
That's the word.
That's the word I was looking for. Reefer. And so they start demonizing the fact that you get high, you slow down, and it makes you lazy, and all these other things.
So I think you forgot the most important part of this whole conversation, because now we're getting into the most important part of cannabis history. When it was here, it was actually for the pharmacies.
Right, yeah.
Like the pharmacies were able to fucking sell it, and they actually had shaman-like concoctions in the stores. Cannabis, fucking
and everybody
heroin, cocaine.
Yeah, and everybody knows the salesman, the pharmacy salesman that step right up and pick up your whatever elixir, yeah, and that stuff. You know, that it was all medicine until people started using it recreationally. And by people, I mean black people.
Medicine, that shit was heroin mixed with hash, mixed with coke, bro. That's that shit that make you go blind.
Hey, whatever it takes, goddamn.
Can't see my problems.
Ray Charles. Oh Jesus! But yeah, it was looked at as medicine for decades, through the 1800s, and then into the 1900s is when they started prohibition, and when they start trying to cut out substance use and stuff. But
make it look like it was only the black communities that were tainting and disrupting the white communities, and
right,
causing hell and raising
and impregnating their white children.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. They said that the reefer would cause jungle fever and make the white woman lay with the black man. That was literally the whole political charge like movement back then.
Right. So eventually it gets put on toward the Mexicans.
Oh, so this is interesting too, because this is also funny because right now in the world we're dealing with immigration issues.
Oh, so real quick, do you know where the immigration problem, quote, that comes from?
So that's why I'm saying it's good we're bringing this up. So fucking America brought the Mexicans over.
Yes.
Because they lost the slaves.
Yes. Well, okay, so the slaves are freed. They're working farmer jobs for little money. When World War I happens, and they're like, oh man, we need guns, we need all these things, and we're sending off all of our best men, the white people, out to fight. They're like, who's going to work these factory jobs? Well, the president at that time, I forget who it was, but the president at that time is like, you know what? Let's start incentivizing work-related programs to
get migrants over here.
To get colored people from the South to the North. Instead of working on the farm, you can come work in this nice factory for better, higher-paying jobs. And you see the shift of Black Americans moving from the South to the North. And then all of a sudden, these white farmers are
now
like,
they need someone to work the fields.
They're like, who the fuck are we've been paying the Africans so much money? We've been paying them for so little for so long. Like, at that point, the Africans have been working, the African Americans have been working the crop fields for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, we're not going to start doing this ourselves. What are we going to do? Mexicans. And so they start incentivizing immigrants. You come here and make a better life.
See, so I didn't know that I didn't know that first part, that they moved the Africans out and then to move the Mexicans in.
What I was trying to get with that is DEI. DEI programming was what had happened with the manufacturing jobs. Start promoting to other class of citizens, and that way they start coming this way.
Because they wanted to pay them less.
Yes, than we do our fellow white man. Yep.
And then here we are today, immigration crisis. Reefer Madness 2.0.
Yeah, even though it was started by Republicans during World War I, here we are with DEI and shit to make it. It's only good for their convenience.
Yeah,
is what it seems like. But back to Mexicans and reefer.
Yeah. So now they're putting all the blame on race. It seemed like lazy, uncultured heathens are the only people who use this plant.
Right. So, and then also on the upper side of the pharmacy-like things, opium.
Opium started getting really
opium
big.
started becoming huge, and guess what? You can charge the shit out of for opium. And so when pharmaceutical companies start coming up in the early 1920s, they start moving away from free shit you can grow on your own into things that only we can make. And a lot of people still, like in these days with big alcohol and the big pharmaceuticals, people have their money in those pockets. You know, you start pushing for legislation to start canceling out the things that make us whole as a society, and that is drugs and things that grow naturally.
Yeah. There's stuff from the earth that provides community and communication.
Yes. So and that's where you start finding the word marijuana.
Yeah,
they wanted to make it sound, but it's a white man's word made to sound more brown, to villainize us.
Let's set this on the record straight right now. Marijuana does not exist.
Marijuana is a word just made to fucking
demonize the plant cannabis
and the Mexican people.
Marijuana was literally a weed grass that just grew on the ground and looked like little fucking dark bullshit ass dead shit. That's what marijuana is. Marijuana is not cannabis. Cannabis is cannabis.
Yeah.
So that's why I even That's why I even hate the term fucking medical marijuana, because it's not medical marijuana. It's not marijuana. Marijuana is not real.
Yeah, marijuana is just a thing they taught you to be afraid of, to be partial about.
Mm-hmm.
But back to history. You start seeing, the discrimination of brown folk, and that's where our trauma from generations come from, of where it's like, no, you'll be
can't
slow,
do this.
You'll be stupid, you won't amount to nothing when you're high.
So that's what the parents tell the children all these years, because that's what they were told, because that's what they were raised up in and taught to believe.
And it's just this thing of where it's like you can't control the narrative if the narrative is being pushed on you.
Mm-hmm.
So we lose a lot of ground level on the war on drugs real early before the war on drugs even truly happened.
Because
it's crazy.
We're still in the 1920s, 1930s. The depression is barely happening, and they wonder why. They took away the weed.
Yeah. Well, that's not the only reason the depression happened, but yeah, sure. So leading into after World War II, when everything's coming back to a certain degree of the world, everybody's in their line.
World War II, they had a whole program where they were growing hemp for fucking parachutes and shit like that. Or was
only convenient when they need it.
I don't know. It was one of the world wars, but there was like a hemp protocol. Like they had the Rosie Riveter for the women. They had the same.
World War II.
They had the same thing for hemp farmers.
Oh, okay.
Or for farmers to grow hemp.
Sick. But yeah. So after World War II, everybody's in their lane.
Everyone's happy we won the war. Everyone's back with their families.
Yeah. How can we make our society better? Well, let's go ahead and attack the fucking hippies. Let's attack black people who are fighting for their rights. Let's attack Mexicans for trying to get equal pay.
Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't know too much about the hippie movement, and I feel like I need to look into it.
Well,
I bet you it literally stems from punk and jazz and all those underground fucking communities.
I don't think it stems from, but it all takes the same stance on war and rebellion. And I think when the hippie movement happens is right when
definitely the 60s.
Right when Vietnam.
Yeah.
Right when Vietnam starts becoming a thing. After the Cuban Missile Crisis, that's before the Vietnam War, right?
I'm not entirely. All those things fucking sort of blend together, for me, honestly.
Right. History becomes kind of vaguely with the marijuana, just because it's still very underground. It's still very demonized, and it doesn't look good upon
it goes real underground, and that's actually the underground scene is who we have to thank today for all the strains, all the research, the reason why we have full rec, and the people that are growing there today. It's literally them we have to thank for keeping this plant hidden and shit.
Yeah.
Because
Humboldt County and all that shit. Yeah, so that's all with the hippie movement.
Yeah, the hippie movement. So Ronald Reagan in the 50s.
Yes, the war on drugs. He wants to disrupt the hippie community from protesting and informing people.
Everything he's going against.
Yes, because I don't remember exactly what their objective was in the Vietnam War, but I know that we were there for no reason.
We wanted to stop the spread of communism.
Yeah, but even then, was Vietnam really fucking a thing to be afraid of? And that goes into the whole thing of where we're at now, and it's like
it wasn't even that sense that we were scared of Vietnam. It was the fact that we had to go and save them from themselves.
But that's the thing, if a country wants to live a certain way, let them live that way.
Democracy.
Who are we? Yeah,
democracy.
And that's the same thing. It's the same thing we did to Puerto Rico and Cuba
and Iraq.
Yeah.
And now Iran.
Yeah, exactly my point. We're sticking our nose in other people's businesses as a country.
People want to say, "Oh, they got nuclear powers." They've been saying that since the 90s.
Since the 80s, dog.
Yeah, it has not changed, bro. And then now apparently the fucking media, the new fucking headlines, they're starting to say Iran's now at 60%. Iran's now at 90%.
Yeah,
it's like it's a fucking countdown or something, bro.
Well, and then it's like I was reading this thing and I was like, you know who solved Iran's nuclear shit? Obama, right before he left. And when he was taken out of office and Trump was inaugurated for that first time, he said, nah, I don't want Obama to get the credit, veto this fucking thing and cancel all that. And it cancels the partnership we would have had with Iran at that time about them not having nuclear weapons.
See, and that's because I don't really know much about that, but that's because,
I literally just learned that the other day.
My thing is if Iran had weapons, they would have been in the news this entire time. But tell me why you haven't heard shit about Iran having nuclear weapons until
Israel started attacking it.
Yeah. So it's just all convenience. Pay attention to what you're being told and just fucking smoke some weed and think about it.
Truly sit there and ponder and it's like on drugs is bad.
Fucking, they start the DARE program. They start the ad commercials.
This is what happens when you smoke marijuana.
This is your brain on drugs.
Friday. Which, to a degree, but not to that much of a degree. Obviously, you don't want kids using drugs and alcohol, but for grown-ass people who can deal with their own bodies the way they want, it's definitely ridiculous when we're sitting here having to do certain things and to get what we want.
To get what we want, yeah. It's ridiculous because honestly, people are gonna be people.
Yeah. Well, it's like it's proven. Like the fact that prohibition doesn't work.
That's the whole reason why they ended up getting. We should have covered this earlier. We completely brushed over that. The whole reason why they even went after cannabis in the first place back in the 20s is because literally after the First World War, they tried to pass the Prohibition Act to get rid of alcohol, but people were literally killing themselves drinking sanitizer. That the government was like, oh, we can't have this fucking illegal. People are hurting themselves. Yeah, so they had to make alcohol legal again. That's literally why alcohol's legal, is because people were killing themselves drinking other shit.
I wonder why no one hasn't killed themselves with marijuana yet. Because you can't. You can't die from smoking too much marijuana. If you die from smoking too much marijuana, you have smoked more than a dispensary's worth of marijuana.
Yeah, like, where are you at? Because I want some of that stash.
Real. And it goes into the whole thing about, like, when we were talking about shooting up marijuana. Like, if you like doing that, you just like hurting yourself. You don't even like getting high.
Well, that goes. It's funny, full circle. Yeah, because like even with the like psychedelics and stuff, like all this stuff is plant-based medicine. It's all medicine, and it can be used as such. But if you're taking high doses, you're not getting any medical benefits. You're just doing that
for your own pleasure.
Yeah, your own pleasure. And it might not even be pleasure. It might be something deep down that you're like low-key hurting yourself, and you
just like
think you deserve
thought of
type
pain.
But maybe you just like having fun. All you, man.
Yeah, I'm not one to tell you what you should or should not do. I'm just telling you definitely don't need more than 500 micrograms. You definitely don't need more than 100 milligrams per fucking edible dosage.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Newcomers. This is for the newbies who don't know.
Yeah, if you've been smoking for 10 plus years, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You know how to handle yourself at this point.
Yeah. But fucking, like, especially with the way that this is all coming to light, like, even with my shop, I'm getting a bunch of people coming in, never trying anything for the first time, and the first shelf they go to is the legal psychedelic shelf. And it's like, okay, man, hey,
alright.
You're jumping right in, man. You might want to try with some, like, actual mushrooms first, because some of this stuff can get kind of crazy on your body.
I was like, no way they're selling fireworks, but yeah, 4th of July isn't like...
Gotta come in, yeah. I like fireworks, but I don't really care for celebrating the country. I'll celebrate it when we do shit that I support.
Yeah. Well, once marijuana becomes legal, maybe I might support the freedom we got.
No, for real. Oh, we'll get there. Because that's more modern. But fuck, I don't even remember where we were. Oh,
we hadn't got past the war on drugs. Yeah.
Acid and fucking mushrooms and shit. The war on drugs. I want to say that it didn't really affect me as a kid. But it kind of did, because the only reason why I was comfortable with like cannabis was because my uncle was a stoner my whole life, and like I smelled it. He had the seeds. I saw it. I saw what they were like when they were on it.
See, and for me, like growing up, you think like I was Catholic. You think, oh my God, these people are drug addicts. Like I don't want to be like that. Like it's scary. Like it makes you fear the worst, so you don't even try.
Hell, I was scared of acid even after I was a pothead for a while. I was scared of everything else besides weed, and then I tried acid, and then I was like, oh wow. I
wasn't scared. Like once we were smoking and we became potheads, I wasn't scared of acid in that like drug. Oh, what if this happens to me? Way I was scared in the way that I just didn't know what was gonna happen.
Yeah,
I just didn't know what my body was going to feel in that moment.
See, no, I was scared in the fact that this is a drug. Like I don't know what
it could alter.
Yeah, and then, but it's funny. funny is I tripped about 3 times, and I was still scared of mushrooms after that.
Yeah. See, and once I did acid, I knew I wouldn't have to be scared of mushrooms either.
I wouldn't say scared of mushrooms, but I was like...
Well, the fear of.
The plugs had both, and I would still choose the LSD because I was still a little wary of the mushrooms. And it wasn't until there was one time mushrooms were my only option, and I was like, you know what, I just want to trip so bad tonight, we're gonna get the mushrooms. And then that changed me. Now I'm a mushroom man.
Mushroom Jesus over here and shit.
But yeah, the point is the propaganda works, and you gotta watch out.
Yeah. So, and besides propaganda and being afraid, make sure you try something before you truly bar bastard it and
Say it's so terrible.
Yeah, because you never know until you're there.
And that goes for anything. Not even just
like
drugs.
trying food.
Like,
yeah,
trying new food, meeting new people.
I would never eat an octopus, but one of these days, best believe I'm gonna be like, okay, I got to try it once.
Gotta try one. That's because I've never had an oyster, but there's been a couple times here recently. I was like, you know what, I might want to try it just so I can know, so I can throw and be like, yeah, don't like
it. Like swallowing a booger, goddamn.
Fucking ugh. All right, so a little reset right there.
I couldn't tell if it was raining or if the cars were just giving off water, you know?
Yeah. No, it was raining.
But, so, obviously the war on drugs doesn't really work. The prohibition doesn't really work.
People want to get high. People want to get fucked up.
Well, it's not even like get fucked up, but it's like, what if we're supposed to be like this?
Well, that's the crazy part is we have an endocannabinoid system.
Like, just as much as like nerves and things you have the same amount of receptors
to take shit from this plant.
Right. And your body gives off some of these fucking cannabinoids.
Yeah, your body makes 2 cannabinoids naturally, and one of them is a feeling. One of them, when it works, it gives you a feeling of bliss, and that's why you feel good with yourself sometimes. Is because your body is making that cannabinoid.
Sick.
And so, and it's funny too because I've actually like seen this argument online, and someone was like, we also have opioid receptors, does that mean we were born to take opium? No, because that's different. Opioid receptors are there because we produce opioids in our body, and opium and heroin is a type of opioid that just works really fucking strong. The cannabinoid system is built specifically for cannabinoids. That's the only thing that it attaches to, and the only thing that creates it, besides the 2 that we carry in our body, is cannabis. Well, that's a lie. Recently, they've been studying, they found another plant, some type of berries, that actually has cannabinoids.
Sick. Well, the proof is out there. The research isn't there because no one's giving us a chance to research.
Because it's illegal. Hell, it's still, even in the states where it's recreational, it's still illegal federally. So what that means is if the DEA suspects your store of anything, they can go in, raid it, steal your assets, take your money, freeze your account, and you don't get nothing in return. Even if you were following everything compliant, it's just the fact that they thought you were doing something wrong, and at the end of the day, marijuana is still illegal. And that's because someone at the shop, he literally called the store, basically celebrating about the veto. It's like real conservative, real Republican. And he's like, y'all need to stop talking shit about Greg Abbott, right? And then I was like, no, bro, like...
That's the thing, it's like, Dan, whatever the fuck, after the loss, he was like, well, maybe me and Abbott can work out on something. And that right there was the key to tell me that, like, yes, he vetoed it, but he vetoed it to make us vote for him again.
Yeah,
it's all for us to be like, oh no, yeah, bro, go Greg Abbott. He doesn't care.
No, it's not about the health of the veterans. I read his veto statement. One of the main reasons he vetoed it was because he was scared of the lawsuits, because Arkansas tried to pass something and they got lawsuits and they lost. They got sued by the U.S. government and by the hemp businesses.
Well, yeah, because you're fucking spreading misinformation.
it's slander.
And especially how
It's
much
literal
shit.
slander.
What's his name was talking about hometown
This is
grows.
poison. Yeah, Hometown Hero, one of the
Hometown
best
Hero.
brands. Literally the best brand for hemp products.
In Texas.
Full panel testing, fucking made by veterans. Like they're, I don't know. They taste good, they smell good, they work, and they're legit. And that was the one brand he was choosing to go after.
To really highlight it, at least.
And it's like, if you're gonna talk shit, know the shit you're talking about.
Well, of course they don't. They just want to fearmonger and tell you not to try to control you. So yeah, I'm not thankful for Greg Abbott or anything.
I'm thankful he vetoed it, but I don't really give a fuck about him as the governor. I still want someone else.
Right, 110%.
Old Hot Wheels can roll on out of there.
Yep. He served Texas for the last, 15 years or something like that. It's time for somebody else to fucking roll in there.
Yep. Get all these old heads out. Like,
yeah.
There's the 30. You have to be 35 to even run for an office of any type. Where's the limit cap?
No, real.
Where's the limit cap?
Because by the age of
70,
65, you shouldn't have any say about what's going on in the future. You're going to be dead in the next 20 years, dog.
Yeah, you already got all your benefits. You're done.
You're done.
You're retired.
You're done now.
You're chilling. You're cruising.
Yeah. So it's just this weird thing where it's like we're fighting with the old heads on what should be and shouldn't be, but it's like we're going to be the old heads that are obtaining that world while you guys are all fucking long gone and shit. And that's why it's important for young people to be into politics, know what the fuck is happening.
Because the stuff that's changing is affecting
us.
If it's not you,
future.
it's going to be your kids.
Right. And I would love to live in a world where we're informed and not just being fearful of what the fuck could happen.
Yeah. With anything, scared of drugs,
scared of war,
scared of immigrants.
Yeah, it's like, because I don't want to get political on this, but even the whole Kamala would have started World War III in the first 3 days. Well, how women react to shit. Like, are you fucking serious?
To be fair, I mean, honestly, it probably would have happened a little bit slower, but it still would have ended up happening. I've seen clips of her saying that basically her backing Israel, her talking shit about Iran. Like, it's all on the same.
It's all the same thing, but it's still it didn't seem like she had stuck our nose into fucking business that wasn't ours.
Yeah.
And even Trump with I'll stop this before midnight. Like, bro, you ain't gonna stop nothing.
Now look at us, 6 months in.
6 months in, 100 some days he's president, and we're all fearful about nuclear war.
Yeah, we're about to go into a war. They're trying to pass some AI bill to not regulate AI and put it into your retirement funds, your school funds, your health systems.
So it's just also fun.
Within 6 months is wild, and it's like, I don't know. I'm a whole two-wing, same bird person, but I don't know. 6 months is kind of wild when you think about it. All this shit has happened. Literally nothing.
We're not even through
nothing
the first
really good.
year.
Nothing good has honestly happened. It's just been nothing but a bad.
Yeah, it's the first year on the second term, and it's not feeling very positive at this moment. And even with the impending thought of a draft and shit like that, they ain't gonna make me do shit.
You're looking at the first set of draft dodgers right here, bro.
Real shit.
I ain't going nowhere.
Oh, mess me with that gay shit.
The fuck?
Fuck that.
That's crazy. Let's go start the next Humboldt County in Texas.
In the desert and shit though, that would fucking suck.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to El Paso?
No.
It's fucking hot out there, man.
We're going to Central Texas. They'll be all humid.
Those were all the fucking Republicans are. They'll fucking shoot us.
They shoot us. Then we just get guns too.
You better get out there and fight for your country.
Yeah, those hippies in Humboldt had guns.
Yeah. Well, but also fucking the people who live in Humboldt who have guns are definitely not hippies.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
But back then.
A true hippie lives in peace, dog.
That's fair. I live in peace until I'm stepped on.
Yeah. Nah, I'm just waiting for a motherfucker to pop off so I can go off.
I don't know, and that's why I was pushing so hard for this hemp stuff. Is because it's really more about personal freedom and what we're allowed to do with ourselves. And the government,
especially as a grown adult.
Yeah, the government shouldn't tell us what we can and can't do for fun. mean, yeah, we should. Yeah, they can tell us not to kill people. I agree with that. But when it comes to drugs, fucking recreational shit,
especially when you look at things like alcohol that are just so willy-nilly about certain things, like there should be no reason why marijuana isn't treated the same.
And it's like the thing with, like, honestly, even when it comes to like hard drugs like meth and heroin and shit like that, I don't even think that shit should be a crime. I think that instead of just putting the fear of being punished by the law, we should just have education and have people making educated decisions. Oh, instead of, I'm not going to do meth because I'm going to jail, I'm not going to do meth because I know exactly what it's going to do to me, and I do not want that for myself because I respect myself as a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then I guess that just comes with the whole, like, having hard conversations about things. Like, we can't just beat around the bush anymore these days. Like, we have to have full, honest, very telling conversations about the world we live in. And even, like, when people talk about the gays and transsexuals and all that stuff, there's like, how are we supposed to explain this to kids? Kids don't need to know much detail, but as they grow, you know, when they have questions, don't be afraid of answering.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't be afraid of being honest. It's like sometimes in your mind you might just feel trapped. Sometimes in your mind you know for a certain fact that you're not born to love the opposite sex. You're not born to, you know, be 110% without weed. You're not born.
Some people aren't born to be football players.
Right.
That's just the way life is. We were born to be potheads.
Yeah, I didn't know that then, but here we are. It's just really funny to see the world play out and just watch fear take over everybody's fucking space.
Yeah, that's really what it comes down to, is fear. Crazy, man. And then we go through all that, finally getting recreational spaces, finally getting medical legalization laws.
Oh, dude, when Colorado Colorado, California's first started, Colorado went recreational first, right?
I don't know, because I know California had medical since like '98.
Yeah, something like that.
And then I think 2012 was Colorado.
Right.
And I don't know if Cali was 2012 or 2014.
I think in 2014 they went rec.
I think that's what it was. But back to so the underground scene, all the different breeders and stuff. So this is where the indica and sativa gets really important. Remember way back in the ancient history where we had the different sativas and the indica plants that grew from the Indus? Well, those different genetics slowly made their way over, and now you have sativas, which are tall, lanky plants, more of a head high, and then you have indicas, which are short, bushy, really resiny, more of a deeper body high. And when you start getting these in the Americas, this is when you start getting the difference between like I don't even think the strains were a thing yet. Like, you literally just had either the Afghan hash, which was the real deep, dark stuff, or you had the other stuff, which was like the lighter stuff, which could have been from either Panama, Thai, or even Mexico at the time.
Okay, well, another part I kind of want to highlight about history is the fact that when you talk about Asia and the Silk Road and how marijuana got here, when sativa got here to the States, that's where it came from. Mm-hmm. How indica got here is when they started having those sativa plants, and they were like, oh, well, I heard they have this stuff in the Hindus and in the Indus Mountains. They would send people on planes to Iran to travel in car to those desert areas to get the seeds, and then they would bring them back in between some shit. And that's where Humboldt and stuff got most of their fucking seeds and stuff, is from those trade-offs in fucking going to
over there,
Eastern countries, Eastern countries.
Hell, even Amsterdam, because Amsterdam became a thing in like the 90s and the 80s, I think.
Well, this is that stems from like the 60s, 70s movement. But I just went back a little bit further, but back to where you were saying.
Yeah. Well, the thing is Amsterdam became a thing, and now you have things like truffles, you have things like coffee shops, you can get hash, you can get seed banks. A lot of current seed banks now are actually based in Amsterdam.
Wow.
And so fucking, that's where indica comes from. the thing with the breeding is eventually it gets demonized, and people are still trying to grow this plant. So they can't grow these sativas anymore because the sativas can grow up to 10 feet. So now they start breeding them with these indicas because the indicas grow short and they have shorter flower time. So they need to get into a space where they can have a shorter grow in a shorter amount of time so they can move the product and dodge like law enforcement and shit like that. And this is when you start to get the strains and hybrids and shit like that. And this is when it all starts getting crazy, because in the beginning it really was a difference between like a head high and a deeper body high. But then over the course of the last 40 years or so, breedings happen. You get things like runts that get real big and they start breeding everything with runts. You get other things like cookies that got real big and they breed everything with cookies, and then now everything is mixed with everything else, and you have hybridization. And even if it says indica sativa, it's most likely a hybrid.
Yeah. And that's where the important part of, oh, hold on. Oh, shit, sorry. That's even more important where we come up into growing history, where it comes from the underground and, you know, breeding all those different breeders and stuff, is terpenes. And it's where the parts of where indica and sativa things that people do and don't like actually come from. And you know, finding your terpene, your specific profile terpenes that you like is definitely very hard, especially when you live in a non-rec state where you can't just pick and choose what you want to try and what you don't want to try.
So this is so this is perfect. So terps. So terps, the best way to the terps are how plants communicate.
So like when you cut fresh grass and it's that large smell of grass, it's grass crying out, it's releasing its terpene fumes to fucking let you,
that's the grass telling the other grass, help me, we're dying. That's what that smell is. Other things, the reason why apples, oranges, bananas, roses, the reason why every plant smells the way it does is because of terpenes. Every single plant on earth has terpenes. And that's just the same way that humans and mammals produce hormones, plants produce terpenes, and that's how they talk to each other and stuff. And the difference in the strains is what makes a strain isn't the name or the indica and sativa, which there is a lot of history in the name because that goes in the breeder and you can follow the line of the genetics.
But that's for growing purposes, not for shopping and smoking purposes.
What shopping needs is the blend of the different cannabinoids: THC, THCB, THCP, THCV, CBD, CBG, CBN, the A molecules of all of those different combinations of different percentages are what make the strains different. And then the terps too, because what terps are essential oils. So the reason why aromatherapy works is because of terps.
Yeah. They're the only reason why you're able to have your flavored coffees and your scenty little car scents and all that good stuff. It's all terpenes. It's all plant material that give off its certain profile.
Which that actually goes into the whole cart business, because there's actually there's a lot of different types of carts. You can have distillate, live resin, live rosin, liquid diamonds now.
Also, can you break it down what the difference is between rosin and resin for us? Because like I know there's a difference, but you're the one with all the information.
So rosin and resin, pretty much you take the plant. Resin means that it's chemically extracted. Everything in the plant is chemically extracted. So they push butane, propane, hexane, or a mix of all of those. Sometimes even ethanol, and they've even started using CO2 sometimes.
Wow.
And so it just means that they push gas through the plant, and because of the way the gas works, it attaches all the THC and good shit and brings it out. And that's what resin is. Rosin is all natural, extracting from the plant just using heat and pressure. They just stick the plant inside a press. They press it down and all that.
Force out all the oils to come out.
All natural, so that means you don't get no residue, butane, no anything else. You don't have metallic taste. Because I mean, the thing with cannabis is it leaches. Like that's the problem with keeping it in silicone for a long time, is you can actually leach some of the silicone into your stuff. if you leave it there for like a few weeks or whatever.
But my silicone never holds more than for a couple of days.
But so if it's sitting in metal a lot, it can probably leach off the metal. I don't know the true science behind that, but I'm saying probably.
There's no fucking metal containers we're out here using.
Yeah, but that's why they have vigorous testing to make sure that it's a clean product you're smoking, so that way you can get as much residual out as you can. Rosin, however, you don't got to deal with none of that. It's just the plant, only good shit, just concentrated, exactly what you want. Probably the healthiest way to smoke would be to vaporize some rosin. But fucking, so with the pins, if you ever get a pin or a cart that tastes fake, it could be the pesticide pack. It could be the pesticide.
If you're buying it off the street, more likely
it's the pesticide pack.
If you have a weird headache afterwards, probably a pesticide.
But if it's from a dispensary, even if it's really what I'm talking about are the hemp products, because they do this more often.
Right.
I've even tasted some recreational ones like this though. You can use two different terpenes. You can either use extracted cannabis terpenes, or you use the botanical terpenes, which means you can order terpenes already extracted from whatever plant, and then you can infuse those. Which that's how you get like that. Like if you ever get a cart, if you ever get a cart that tastes like a vape, they're using botanical terpenes. And it's like some botanical terpenes are pretty good. Like I recently got this new brand called Magnum.
Right.
They're a hemp brand. They use botanical terpenes, but they have like, it's really good blend and it's not overbearing. Like a lot of that shit I can tell because it burns my throat. But theirs I can blinker that shit and feel fine.
Sorry, there's a lot of traffic going on.
I was gonna say we can take a little break.
As a casualty, and they get repainted back for how many casualties they lose when the fucking winner is decided. Because what has John Cena's been saying in the last couple of years? Winners write the history books. And it's all prevalent when you look at the Holocaust. Because if Germany would have won, no one would have known what the fucking Holocaust was.
Yeah. We'd probably still be holocausting.
I said, why do you think the kids these days don't learn about the Trail of Tears? Because they don't want fucking white people to look bad and for us to blame white culture. But like that's what happened.
That's what happened. And it's like
we're not being blameful. We're telling you the truth.
And it's like I was watching Atlanta the other day, and there's an episode where they basically parody the fact that like what would happen if we did the whole reparations thing. Like if we made white people have to pay.
The fucking black lady at that white dude's door.
This is my house.
This is my house. I basically own this. That's crazy. I remember seeing that episode just like, because I've never seen Atlanta, but I remember y'all watching that episode and I was like, this is fucking wild.
Yeah, that episode is probably one of the best episodes of Atlanta. Atlanta's so great just on the criticisms on the culture and just like, you know what? I'll call it African American culture, yeah. Because literally what they use to describe Atlanta is called Afro surrealism.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's the truth about the black experience. Yeah. But it's funny because people probably wouldn't pay attention if you call it like what it's like to be black or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
But, and I guess that's the nuances to trick people into fucking paying attention and thinking.
Yeah. No.
Which is crazy that you have to trick people into thinking.
Sometimes it don't even work.
Can you even this out a little bit, Matt? Because it's fucking keep pushing toward me. Yeah. Okay. That shit is crazy. What's the light?
Oh,
okay. Well,
World's crazy, and we smoke to fucking
cope with it. Yeah. So, after getting my thoughts out now, I'm gonna take a breather.
Had a nice little
shopping experience. We'll shout them out later.
Little networking. Maybe they'll follow us.
Maybe. And then
shout out to y'all if y'all see this.
And then we took accountability of that fucking shopping experience. And now we're on our way back to our home, wherever that might be, from wherever we might be coming from.
We just had a nice conversation about the current state of the world.
Yeah, just crazy shit's going on. you know, there's only so much that we can do already as citizens, and taking advantage of being able to fucking relax yourself and, you know, not worry so much. Because now I'm concerned, but I'm not anxiety riddled with fucking the fear of.
Yeah, honestly, it's sort of just I'm in a mix right now of a sit back and watch it happen,
right,
and also an activist thing, because like I've been fighting for the hemp stuff,
right, of course,
and I honestly, I'm proud of myself for the work I did.
I'm proud of you.
I feel like I could have did more.
Of course, everybody could do more, but it's about how much you put into it really matters. Like, and you really did make a difference.
I feel like I made a difference. I was hitting up the open mics. I got signatures outside of my smoke shop. I was getting signatures every day, telling everybody, posting on TikTok about it. Shit, we get almost 100 views on our TikTok profile page every single day, and I had that fucking petition there. So,
which is so crazy to think about. At the beginning of the year, we were definitely not getting viewed every day.
No, definitely not.
But thank you to all those viewers, in case you're watching this.
Hell yeah. Well, I don't even know how many people have come over from TikTok, but if you're here, thank you for being here the longest.
For real, because TikTok is definitely something that we poured into, just because our Instagram was taken away years ago.
Yeah, for the same shit we're talking about now. Bullshit ass cannabis laws and shit like that. Hell, that's because Meta finally, you can actually search up.
So much for free speech.
Yeah, you can search up cannabis and 420 now on Instagram and shit.
That's cool.
But before, if you looked it up, it would just tell you, this is regulated substance. You cannot look it up. Illegal activity, blah, blah, blah.
I'm like, then what's the point of asking me if I'm over the age of 18 when I sign up for this app?
Exactly.
Kids shouldn't be on the fucking internet anyways.
Yeah, for real. They shouldn't even have phones.
No, real. Like, honestly, like, the way that my parents kind of, like, gave me a phone was a good gradual, like, into it.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, like, I definitely should have been given more restrictions on the internet growing up. Like, not saying I was out here fucking just gooning on the fucking internet, but, like, having an Instagram account at 13 is crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
hell, well, shit, they made me my Facebook at, like, 13 or 14.
Yeah.
But they only made me a Facebook. I didn't start using Facebook until I got into middle school.
Right.
And that was only like a year later. So, yeah, I was 13 with the Facebook already, adding other people on Facebook.
Yeah, you don't even know. Yeah, so, no, your friend group is inside of a school, should just stay inside that school. And then once you get to high school, okay, and now I see the need for social media and a presence of some sorts.
Yeah.
But even then, yeah, like, no kid needs a Snapchat account. Snapchat is too connected to the world.
Snapchat is for adults.
Yeah, it's for adults.
Like, there's no reason why there's no reason why kids need to be sending disappearing messages to each other.
No real shit.
Like, there's nothing good coming from that at all.
I got my first cell phone at 10, but smartphones weren't a thing when I was 10. So, like, I had like a regular like little phone with the fucking keyboard that swiped up and shit.
Yeah. See,
that was good.
I feel like I was taught like good internet, like, don't go to certain things, don't listen to, like, don't meet, like, strangers exist on the internet too.
Yeah. I definitely was never on any platform, like, growing up, like, playing computer games and stuff that would connect to the internet. Like, but now with things like Among Us and shit like
fucking
that, it's
Roblox.
Yeah, that's I don't know. I don't think I'd ever let my kid play some Roblox on some real shit.
Yeah.
Like, you can play Minecraft on a local server.
Yeah. There's some crazy shit out there. And it's like, and having a computer is cool, because when I was a kid, I loved getting on the computer. But the thing, like, it was different then. We didn't have it in our pockets, carrying it around everywhere. We literally had a desktop set in the corner of the room.
A laptop that you couldn't take outside your home because you break it.
You could only use it during certain times.
Yeah.
And it was like a whole experience, basically. And, like, I feel like, at least when you're young, you should still keep that, just so that way you get used to it and not just thrown into the internet. Because the internet's a fucking big-ass place.
Yeah. It's too fucking big. This world's already big enough. Like, the internet's very perverted in the sense that you can find yourself in a dark path anywhere on the internet.
Hell, shit exists on the internet. Thoughts exist on the internet that don't really exist in real life. Like, you only
that's crazy. I didn't even think about that.
Like, you only think that because you're online so much.
Yeah.
but when you go out and meet people, your view can change. I don't have any specifics, but that's the truth. But fucking, I don't even know what we were talking about before, but it's a whole big ass tangent. I think we were on like terpenes, communication, and it just, it's crazy how the plant blends into everything.
Yeah. It's just, everything is one. Everything is in one. Like, taking psychedelics, that's something that you, like, it's a harsh reality. Like, if you weren't ready for that message, it's kind of harsh. Like, you're no different from a bush that grows. You're no different from the ant that feeds, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Birds, fish, everything. It's all part of a system that can't live without the other.
Yes, yeah.
Life and death. You know, there is no death without life. There can't be life without death. Things must end. Things must fucking start.
Very true. The fucking terps are nice though. Elevate your mood. Let you stop worrying about the bullshit.
Oh shit, poor bastard.
Roadkill.
Yeah.
Yeah. But fucking, I don't know. They're trying to restrict a bunch of shit. Hell, even in the cannabis industry, back to that with the restrictions and shit. They're trying to. They've been trying to pass it in different states, but they're trying to basically restrict how much home growers can grow. They're trying to restrict what you can bring into your own house, which is ridiculous. And fucking,
like, unless you're having high reports of kids getting into your stash, like kids getting into gun stashes.
yeah.
Like, there's no need for regulation on how much we can have in our homes.
In our homes, yeah. And even if so, there's been a lot more school shootings from reaching into the parents' cabinet than there have been
Kids dying from marijuana.
Yeah. Or, yeah, they go to the hospital, but they're fine.
But even then, your kid doesn't technically need to go to the hospital. He just needs to get sober.
Yeah, just let them there, give them some water, rest them.
That's the other funny fucking thing of aspects of, like, people who just don't know.
And, like,
is that, like, when you're high, it's gonna end. It's gonna end. Like, I understand that there's that fear of, like, you take LSD once and all of a sudden your fucking brain is just warped forever.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
that's a very rare experience.
That goes into the fear mongering thing too, the propaganda. Well, hell, my first time going real deep on LSD, the only time I did 5 tabs, fucking, I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna stop referring to that as my ego death, because that's what I've always been referring to as, like, oh, that's the time my first ego death. But I think I'm gonna stop referring to it as that.
My first ego death was the trip after that first trip for me,
Mm-hmm.
when we were all together. But my 5 tabs was was my roughest experience.
Yeah. No, my 5 tab was my first ego death, and I've had what would be considered ego death upwards to 5 times on acid and mushrooms. But anyway, that doesn't matter. Fucking
That one time we were fucking crying and, like, cleaning my mom's house
in the morning. Uh-huh.
That was my
first time.
That was my first and, like, true ego death.
Yeah.
That's when my life, like, outward look and my self inward look, like, completely changed.
Yeah.
Like that's what altered me as a person, and that's why I consider it my first death.
Yeah.
My first and real, true only death. Because you can experience your ego die all the time. But the first time dead, I'm no longer
there.
The person I was 12 hours ago when I first took this drug.
Yeah.
Like that was that. But my 5 tab trip was just the roughest psychedelic experience I've ever had so far.
See, I wouldn't call my 5 tab trip rough.
I was also on those white tabs that we had at the time, and
white tabs.
It was LAD. Yeah.
No, those white tabs were the white fluff, bro. That was something else. That was something else.
No, it was those really thick papers.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was called
real machiney. Like,
that one was called.
I'm having a headache just thinking about it.
Oh yeah, real machiney. That's the best way to describe it. That's the one I took to Meow Wolf, and now I had a whole deep ass experience on Meow Wolf while I was sitting there like, oh my god, I understand the story. Like, I completely understood everything just looking at the art. It was wild.
That's okay.
I was sitting there crying. There was like people walking past. But they were probably just like, oh, that guy's feeling the art. No, bro, I'm tripping balls.
This fucking art is amazing.
Anyway, when I was going through it and thinking I was dying at that time, the 5 tabs, there was a moment where I was like, oh fuck, this is why they said not to take this. I took too much and now I'm done. It's over. I'm dead.
You're dead is crazy.
I literally thought I was dying. I thought I died and now I was in hell. And hell wasn't what we thought it was. It was just you being trapped. And what I was trapped in was going through computer files, and I couldn't get out. I couldn't do nothing until I finally decided, wait a minute, I'm just tripping. And then I literally looked away from the tablet and explored the full world around me.
Dog, okay, well that's kind of funny, because when I had my 5 tab experience, like I've told you this before, but like because me and Ganja watched, like, In-Game had just came out on DVD. That, if anybody was wondering when we were doing this, is right when you can look, if you Google what day did the DVD release for In-Game Avengers. That night, at 12 in the morning, we got our tabs, went to Walmart by 1 a.m. They had already had them on shelf. So we had bought Infinity War when that came out. We watched Infinity War. We watched Endgame right after. And so after that, you left our house because it was already 5 in the morning.
I didn't even trip that night.
No, you didn't. You were just babysitting us.
Yeah, I was too burnt out. So I sat that one out.
So you left, and Ganja was like, I kind of want to lay down. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm just going to go lay in bed for a minute. And so I go lay down, and first of all, I never sleep face down because I don't like it. Yeah. But I immediately went to my pillow face down. And the only thing I felt for like an hour or two was literally, it felt like you had a river of like rainbow color, sound, noise, anything. And I was on a dry spot, but my face was in the water, just being fucking rushed up against all the color and all the fucking sound I could feel and hear. And it was just this fucking thing. And it was this weird thing where I was feeling every second, but now when I look back at it, it's like I don't remember every single moment.
Yeah, it's just the period.
It's just the period. And it only, what brought me out of it, well, I say brought me out of it for a second, was my mom leaving for work, and she knocked on my bedroom, like, frame, the door frame, and I, like, jumped up because it scared the shit. I was in the middle of, like, a fucking river type shit. Yeah. So I fucking jump up out of this, like, trance of, like, visuals, and she's like, hey, I'm just leaving for the day. I wanted to say good morning and ask y'all what y'all were going to do today. And I was like, oh, we got work later, that's it. Just fucking trying to keep myself calm.
Yeah, still tripping.
She was like, okay, well, I'll talk to you later. So then I'm sitting there fucking face up watching this wall, watching my ceiling turn and shit. And then I hear her talk to Ganja, and not the same experience, but almost the same interaction of like, oh, hey, y'all are up still, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just, but I went back to it, and I fucking turned my face around, and boom,
just went back into the river.
There I was, right back into that fucking river, nothing but sound and fucking color, just everywhere around me. It was crazy.
See, yeah, no, that sounds awesome.
It's not as awesome as it feels. Like, it sounds awesome. Like, it was a very like different experience for me being new to psychedelics.
Yeah.
But I definitely wouldn't want to experience that again.
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot of a fucking trip, and even after coming out of that, I was not stuck, but I like felt that anxiety of like highness the rest of the day, because I ended up being up until like 7 that night. That night I fucking called into work because I was still like I thought I would sleep it off my bed, but I didn't fall asleep. And I think the Steven Universe movie was coming out.
Oh shit.
So I think I watched that, and Drip Hip was with me, and I think that after that we went to go see Ganja at work.
Oh shit.
5-ish hours I was up. Because I was up from the previous day with the whole night tripping, and then went into the next day fucking still just reeling in myself and fucking, you know, feeling that fucking gloomness of like life, you know?
Yeah, being back.
Yeah, being back, and you're just like, fuck, like, what the fuck did I just experience? What the fuck am I supposed to do with this? Like, you know, it's that feeling. It's hard to describe, but that's what it was.
That's the feeling, yeah, because that's exactly how I woke up after my first trip. Like, because I died.
Is it rubbing up on that thing?
When I woke up that next morning, I died that night. I lived through and watched myself fucking die. Like, get laid down in the casket by the entities. Get told, good night, sweet prince, goddamn, this is your final goodbye. And then I closed my eyes and everything faded to black. I fucking died. And I woke up the next morning.
So when I woke up,
like, yeah, I was there, like, what? And it was funny because I woke up and I was making a whole scene. Like, I woke up my whole family.
Shit, I can't eat it.
I woke up my whole family and shit, and I could literally hear them in the kitchen talking about me. Oh, he was up all night on something. We don't even know. He was all crazy, tripping out. And I'm literally over there just in my bed like, what the fuck just happened? What is reality? Who am I? Who are they?
Really?
How am I still here? And then I walk out and say hello to everybody. That shit's crazy. I love how we drifted over to the psychedelic talk from the cannabis talk.
We could just make this a two-parter episode type shit.
Yeah, I think we're good here. We caught up to the current state of cannabis in the world, and we just need to educate ourselves.
Yeah, it's important to make sure you know what is happening around you. It's important to know what your leaders can or cannot do against you. It's a time in our lives where we need to make sure we're paying extra close attention to the actual things, and not just the fear-mongering bullshit they like to perpetuate onto the fucking social media.
Yeah, because there's nothing we should be scared of. There's stuff that we should be wary of,
right,
and watch out for, but there's nothing that we should be scared of.
Yeah. Well, but even then, it's like, when you think of things like 9/11, like, yeah, like, those things kind of just happen where you don't know when it's going to happen. But it's like, you can't predict those things either.
Yeah,
so
they just happen.
You just got to be able to live comfortably. And when things happen, just know that, just know that the time will pass, and we will get past this. But the important thing is to make sure you stand on your leaders, to make sure they stand up for you.
Yeah.
And we gotta do
what's right.
Yeah.
To change the system to work for us.
Make sure you stay aware of the politics that go into world wars, and, you know, making enemies, and
even just random local laws, like the zoning laws, property tax. Like, why?
Everybody's complaining about a street in our town, but it's something that the state of Texas is doing. Not even the actual, like, local government is in control of.
Yeah.
But those are just things, and what you don't know is once we get that, we'll have control of it. But then it's like, you know, people don't know that.
Yeah.
It's just something you gotta learn every day. Make sure you have the awareness to accept more knowledge into yourself. Is important. Everything grows and nothing stays the same. But I'm Mr. Fiend, ready to change.
I'm Sandwich on the road.
And this has been Bong Noises.
Take it easy.